We are 22West Radio. 22West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now, our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and a Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is episode 203 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, I am your host, Ethan. Joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. Go ahead and follow us collectively on Twitter at Real BTR Radio, as well as you can follow me individually at Ethan85. You can follow James at
JHW Reporter.
And you can follow Rob at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R2 DMs for Ethan.
Go ahead and follow us on Facebook too. Give us a follow, a friend, whatever it is. Go ahead, like our page.
Go ahead and like our page. Leave nice comments, etc., etc.
It's facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Go ahead over to the YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes and you'll see our pretty faces. Go subscribe to Rob's channel. I believe it's under Rob Flores Media, or Rob Flores. And then Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Go subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, share it with your friends, your enemies, your tag team partners, your riders,
your significant other, the person you ride along with in the car during the carpool. Heck, play it during the carpool. Or is that share ride or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Share it wherever.
Your Uber driver, your Lyft driver. Get them to play BTR while they're taking you to your destination.
Yep. Just grab the aux. Just grab it. Just take it. Or hijack the Bluetooth.
Don't do that unless they give you permission. Because
sometimes they offer you the cord.
Sometimes, yes. If they offer you, then yes, that's fine.
If you have an opportunity to take control of the cord, take control of the cord.
Only if you're playing BTR.
Yes, only for BTR. If not, forget about it.
No.
Because then what's the point?
Exactly. Before we move on, we have to talk about it, James.
No, we don't.
We have to.
No, we don't.
Hold on. We're getting here. There we are, right there. This one. There we go. We have to acknowledge the tribal chief, the head of the table, the end-all be-all, the greatest of all time.
When's the last time you had a match?
Undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, Roman Reigns. We have to acknowledge the longest reigning tag team champions of the modern era, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. We have to acknowledge the wise man, Paul Heyman. There he is, holding that Universal Championship. Roman Reigns was there last week,
That's great. When was his last match?
A couple weeks ago. Defended that title successfully.
The one with Riddle? That was like
Actually,
3 episodes ago.
He was at a live event. I think it was in Sacramento this past weekend. There's pictures, so he had a match. He wrestled. Right. So
as long as he's doing something.
He's working. He's carrying the brand, sir.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He and the Bloodline are carrying. Their backs probably hurt from carrying. Like my back hurts from carrying the show. You want to know who else has been carrying Friday night? Say it with me, James. Max.
Dude. He still doesn't have anybody yet, does he?
No, he does. And
wow.
I'm disappointed because this was 2 weeks ago. We didn't talk about it last week. I thought I didn't hear anything because there was no thing.
There's no fancy social media video or nothing.
I didn't see anything. I thought I had seen everything. I was like, oh, maybe they didn't do anything last week. But they did 2 weeks ago. And then last week they had the special 2022 tennis collection fashion show. The week before they had the original. So let's talk about it. You haven't seen anything, have you?
I haven't seen it. This is new to me. I'm excited
to watching because this is like quality television at its finest.
Okay. And this on SmackDown?
This is on Friday nights.
This on SmackDown. Okay.
Fox,
All right.
You got to have the A show with the A people, of course.
Okay, of course.
Max Dupree on there. So he's already out there. The spotlight's in the middle.
Yep.
He's talking about maximum male models.
Wow. Okay.
So that's just
Okay. Is that what they're going with, or is that something you made up?
no. The part is just something
Okay.
That's the acronym for
Okay.
maximum male
It's
model.
something they should be using though.
They should be using because
Okay.
it's just
I see what you did there.
So no, it's great. He introduces his first
Okay.
third person. I want to say, I don't want to pronounce this wrong, so I apologize if I do.
Oh, so it's a new person?
Yes and no.
New, same person. New gimmick.
It's a person we recognize. He said
Okay.
you've known him as Mace.
Okay, so it did happen. Okay.
You've known him as Mace.
Right.
You know him as Mace, and I'm trying to get the name correctly. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but I feel like I am.
Okay. Well, while you get that, I'm surprised that not surprised. I mean, we had talked about before it was gonna be Mace. Now I'm really curious. If you do find a photo or something, I'd like to see what they're doing as far as this new gimmick for him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess his name would have to still start with an M, no? Wasn't that part of the whole gimmick or part of the whole thing?
Yeah. So again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's that's not right. I feel like it's wrong. So I'm gonna quickly open up my SmackDown.
Okay.
I still have it saved here, but there's two people in there.
Well, so they had someone else.
They had someone else
The same night or the next night? Or the next week?
He introduced them the same. They had a little fashion show.
Okay.
The paparazzi shooting.
Gotcha. So it's not two people unless it's not a fashion show unless you have two people. So okay.
Correct. You can't tell it was just one person. You gotta have start off great. So let me load it up here as I'm loading up my DVR. That's from last year. That's not it. Did I delete my DVR? Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Here, I'm July 8th episode of SmackDown. I know we're killing a lot of time here, but this is important.
This is important. I'm gonna have to help you look it up because you're kind of slow.
I'm slowing us down here. But
Max Dupree. I'm typing it in. I spelled Dupree wrong. Sorry. We're a mess. Max Dupree.
So
sad. Google still says LA Knight.
Google's way off, sir.
Yeah, apparently.
It's not okay. But we're loading up here. Here we go.
Okay, so I got him on Twitter here. Okay, I see a t-shirt, but I can't zoom in on the t-shirt.
Look at that. Oh my god. It's incredible. As I'm
okay.
Some interruptions.
Is that my guy?
That's your guy.
Mansoor?
No. Mansoor.
Oh, Mansoor. I'm okay. I'm not mad at that one. That's nice. That's good. I respect that. Mansoor. Okay. All right. They even had Fox 5 Atlanta tweeting about Max Dupree and his new group. And it looks like
Marseille, I believe. Marseille is his name.
Marseille, okay, I see it here. Marseille, but I'm seeing on Mansoor or Mansoor. Is that what Mansoor? Is that what you said?
Mansoor, that's his
name. It sounds his Twitter name is KSA Manny, so maybe that's just his real name or something. But
his birth name, yes. Basically, it's the same name, same letters for both names, but they added all the extra stuff to make it sound, very modelish. Because let's face it, Mansoor and Mace, those aren't model names.
Yeah, they don't make the cut. No, not at all. Not at all.
You have Marseille and Mansoor. Like that, those are names right there.
Oh yeah, top of the line.
I'm watching right here. Look at this. You got to watch this fashion show. You got to find it on YouTube.
I'll definitely have to watch it.
I'll say, look at those calves. Oh my god. This might be better than Toxic Attraction. I know.
Wow, that's how you really feel?
It just might. It just might be. I don't know. They got some competition at least.
Okay. I respect your honesty on that.
There's so much beauty here on my television screen.
To be fair though, there's room if need be. Mandy Rose. I mean, it starts with an M.
Mandy Rose.
She's hot. She could be in this.
Although it is male models. He did specify maximum male model, so she can.
But she could be female.
if
model.
if he did open up a woman's version, perhaps.
Okay. A
Women's,
women's division. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
They would be perfect. All of them. Put them all in
Sure.
there. Fine.
Put 'em- yeah. Why not? Not like
Um,
they defend their titles or anything on NXT. Sure.
well, they're not tag champions anymore, but
Yep.
we're not.
Well,
we're
there you
not-
go. There's your opening. Get them in.
Let's talk about MaximumMaleModels.com.
MaximumMaleModels.com.
Sir, you can send in your application. I was gonna do it.
I mean-
but it asked for a full body picture, so I gotta get the lighting right. I gotta get everything right so I can apply.
I mean, I got a selfie circle ring light thing here, so I got half the game down already. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, they're asking for a full picture, so applications are available. Go to MaximumMaleModels.com. I already looked it up. It's a legit site. So
Wow.
it
Okay.
is legit. So send in your look at Mansois. Look at him. Oh my. All right. Well,
As the kids, I think call it. He looks like a snack. I think that's what they say.
that's what the same.
That's what the kids say nowadays, right?
Together the whole meal.
He's a whole together the whole meal. Yes, that the M. That's one of the M's. Meal.
This is great. We're talking about this.
This show's off the rails. This show's off the rails.
Top story for this week is Maximum Male Models. Of course, last week they had their tennis collection. I
did see what is it? Messois? What who?
Mansois?
No.
Mansois.
What does Mace go by?
Well, Marseille.
Marseille. Excuse me. Pardon me. I'm just learning names here. Pardon me. I did see him in a little the tennis outfit here.
Little shorts.
Yeah, with the baby blue.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they got the duo here. Okay, and we got Mansois here as well. Okay, I see it.
Those eyes are just killer.
And I think they'd make for a great tag team.
They're killer.
I think they'd make for a great tag team. You could have both of them. I don't know if Mansois any sort of high flyer here, but he could be the small guy in the group, and there's no problem with that. And then you got the man formerly known as Mace, who's a big guy of your group, and
big guy. He could do quite a bit.
And then maybe we get Max Dupree in there as well.
I would love to see Max Dupree in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are big fans of him. We're hoping for big things for him. So hopefully there's more than just being the manager here. I think
they could have a 6-man tag with the bloodline there. Mm-hmm.
That would be just like the best match of all time.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, of course. Why not?
Roman would probably destroy them all, but
Yeah, without a doubt. And is this with a Saudi show coming up, or I'm just trying to see how we're gonna get Mansois. Do you even have Mansois in there? I don't know if they'll get it over there. Not saying that, I
don't think they have to get it. I think they just need him. Last time he wasn't at the show. He wasn't in Saudi.
He wasn't even there, so maybe he's phased out.
So maybe they.
But to be fair, maybe he took some time away because he was focusing on his modeling career. So this is all build up. There's a story. There's a story to tell. He had to take some time away. He couldn't go to his homeland. Was focused on pursuing his new venture here as a model, and yeah.
I might have to leave the show just to pursue that venture as well.
You might have to, but you got to turn that first selfie first and see where it goes.
Yeah. So lose a little, little weight, lose 10, 20 pounds or so, and then.
Yep. Baby steps. Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the other end of the spectrum here. Let's talk about Vince for a little bit.
Yes. There's news on that too.
We haven't really updated since the story first broke a few weeks back, because he kept showing up on TV and we kind of thought, it's going to be brushed under the rug, whatever it is. It's been about
Can I stop you right there real quick? So I'm segueing a little bit, but let's do it, Vince. I don't know if we talked about it. I think we did. But Vince, I thought it was interesting because Vince was at that UFC pay-per-view.
Yes, he was.
With Pat McAfee, Stephanie, and Triple H.
And Khan was next to McAfee, actually.
I think Nick Khan, they said he was there, but he wasn't in the picture. So, I mean, they probably didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
But so I just thought it was interesting. I don't know if that's the first public appearance for Vince since the initial news came out, which is why I'm mentioning it. But he was out there.
Besides his appearances on
WWE TV, correct? Yeah. But with that being said, Pat McAfee was sporting a neck brace because this is coming right off of
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. I'm trying to think, was there something there that I missed? Was there a Baron Corbin incident with McAfee or his neck?
There was an attack. He attacked him.
I know he's been attacked, but I know he attacked him. But was that at Money in the Bank?
This was after the show, Money in the Bank. This was a digital exclusive.
Okay, so and then this is because I saw him in a neck brace, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And
he wasn't on this last week's SmackDown.
So the reason why I mentioned it though is Pat McAfee did sign an extension or a deal to remain with WWE, I believe, for the next 2 years. So, anyways, that's why that was a little transition there. Sorry with Vince. I just want to get the Pat McAfee news in there. Go ahead about Vince and the update on that since his public appearance.
There's 4 women now.
Yep.
Since we last talked.
And this story came out in the Washington Post, I believe.
This was Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal, excuse me.
So I'm reading from Sports Illustrated, written by Susan Bra. So this is 9 hours ago.
So they have an update yet?
On Friday, which was last Friday, which was
last Friday,
SmackDown.
It always comes out the days of the show.
Pretty much. It was reported that McMahon paid $12 million to 4 women over the last 16 years to silence allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity. One of the non-disclosure deals involved McMahon and a former wrestler, where according to the Journal, he coerced her into giving him oral sex, then demoted her, and ultimately declined to renew her contract after she resisted further sexual encounters. This comes after the June 15th Journal report that McMahon paid $3 million in hush money to a woman whom he allegedly had an affair with.
And that was a paralegal. That one was not a wrestler.
That one was a paralegal one that we have discussed. So yeah, that's basically the update.
And so real quick, we don't know if the other 2 or 3 were wrestlers.
Correct. We have not heard any confirmation or any news about that. It was reported that one person was a wrestler.
So it sounds like the wrestler may have came forward here, maybe as a result of some of the initial story. Maybe she comes out and not fully, obviously, if there's no name. And this is over 12 years.
16 years.
Over 16 years. So this could be.
So it could be.
But this is still within the 2000s.
Yes.
Too far removed from the Attitude Era.
2004.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we just had to update you on that. When we return, we're going to talk the ESPYs. We're talking about the ESPYs. We're going to talk about
some of what I'm going to be doing this past upcoming week, which will obviously maybe have happened by the time this airs, but some fun stuff.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that and much more right here on episode 203 of Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode 203 of Beyond the Ropes. We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, I'm your host, Ethan, joined alongside the analyst, James Williams, and producer, Rob Flores. Go ahead and follow us over on Twitter at RealBTR Radio. And go leave us a like, follow, subscribe over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Go ahead and leave comments, share with your friends, your enemies, your tag partners, your bitter rivals, your Uber driver.
We'll leave that one alone. Anyways, no, but in all seriousness though, you talk about creepy person or whatever. I'm getting creepy vibes. I don't know where they're going with this new vignette that's kind of making its way around. I think that started on Money in the Bank.
Started I think the week before Money in the Bank.
It was the week before Money in the Bank. So as we were talking about during the commercial break, there were some new
it was probably Money in the Bank.
I think it was Money in the Bank. There were some new images that have kind of popped up. Last week when we talked about it, you brought up a good point. I don't even think I'd seen most of the ones that you pointed out to me until after you pointed them out to me, obviously. And I still haven't seen the Hardy Boy thing in there, the armbands or something. But I did see the Deli Boy glasses. I did see the Latino Heat license plate. What else was in there from last week? The gold medal from Kurt Angle. Yes. So the new images for this week are a John Cena hat. I feel like these guys are more current. Who else? Who am I forgetting? Randy Orton's RKO NWO theme looking shirt. And
Mick Foley's
Mick Foley's flannel. Yeah, which all seem to be pointed at Edge, right?
Edge seems like the obvious choice. Obviously, Foley and Edge had that hardcore match at WrestleMania. He speared Foley through a flaming table. So obviously, having history with Cena and Orton, two of his biggest rivals, and actually teamed with Orton for a number of times. So.
Yeah, so I think at this point it has to be Edge, right? It's kind of cool. I like that they're kind of doing this. I feel like it's almost a little, maybe just still a little too sudden from what the attack with the whole thing with Judgment Day, but I'm not mad at it. I think they do need to bring him back. I think what the idea I think was for him to supposed to be coming back as a babyface, considering he was in a heel group, or the start of a heel group. But now I'm curious, like, does this vignette at all scream babyface? I don't know.
No, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, other than going down memory lane.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued.
Is it going to be like, oh, rated R superstar Edge, just or like, I mean, I guess maybe we'll see with another vignette, because at this point it was kind of like almost different stages of his career, right? A lot of the Hardy Boy stuff with like the TLC stuff with the Dudley Boys, as we mentioned.
That was Attitude Era stuff.
That was like Attitude Era stuff. Was that maybe that was the Money in the Bank one? Was the one with Kurt Angle's gold medal and stuff? Was that a separate one? Yeah, the Latino Heat one, the gold medal, and was Rey Mysterio in that? Huh?
Mysterio? No, I didn't see Rey.
Maybe Rey wasn't in it, but I feel like maybe that was a whole different like vignette. I feel like, are we going in stages here? Is the point I'm making?
Probably
with his, you know what I mean? Because if you the TLC stuff, and then you got that SmackDown era is what that gold medal stuff was, and the Latino Heat stuff, and then now you're getting a little bit, maybe the right before he retires, right, is the John Cena RKO stuff, rated RKO stuff, and then the Mankind thing. Maybe there's one more second. I don't know.
Trying to think who else it would be. I mean, maybe Undertaker.
That's coming back. I mean, some people, I think, and the reason why I saw the images for this week pop up on Twitter was because Bray was trained, the word Bray for Bray Wyatt.
People still thinking it's Bray. And
it could be a swerve. You don't know. You never know. Obviously, Bray's not doing anything. Bray's name pops up as a trending topic every so often. I was looking on Twitter because the last few times we've done this show, there's always been random. It says Bray's trending again right now, but sometimes I feel like the trending thing is kind of based on what you follow and not so much. I guess it depends on what your settings are. But for me, since I have some wrestling stuff, and maybe because I am looking at wrestling stuff as we're doing the show, maybe that's why I'm getting a lot more of the wrestling trending stuff during the show. But yeah, I mean, I think there's still a long shot that it's Bray, but I think really when it comes down to it, I think it's going to be Edge. I don't know. I'm just curious to see where they go, because I guess the point I was making about the different generations or like the different videos or vignettes being different time periods is like, what Edge are we going to get next, right? I don't know.
His final run.
What was it? It was a 2-year contract or something?
I don't know. But
I thought we had a number on it. Maybe.
I would imagine.
I feel like.
I would imagine it might be his final run for
Do you feel like we've gotten the all of Edge that you thought we would, or the most out of Edge? I think maybe we haven't. Was he hurt? Did he get hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt. He got that was it shoulder injury?
Was it the shoulder? Is that what it was?
It was right after Mania, after the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, honestly, he's had he had 2 matches with Orton that I remember.
He's feuded with Roman. He's feuded with Seth.
Roman.
Did
he feud with Seth?
Feuded with AJ. So he's had.
He feuded with the New Day. Is that what you said?
AJ.
Oh, with AJ. Yes. Okay. So he's had some. Okay. So he's had some feuds.
He's had the high profile stuff.
It just seems like it's been a little maybe stop start or maybe there's some long breaks. Which I mean, if he's like, I don't think he said did he say he was going to be a part timer? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of part time ish, but I don't know. I just thought they were onto something great here with this Judgment Day thing. Even I felt there was going to be some longevity with it, but now I'm just kind of like, what are we getting to here?
I don't know. He hasn't had another world title run, which I'm sure he probably would have.
How many titles? How many titles? Where's he at on the leaderboard? Of
11.
He's at 11 too.
He's at the most decorated champion in WWE history. I think he's won the most.
Wait, what do you mean? The most actual WWE championships? Is that what you're saying?
No, total IC titles, tag titles.
Well, no, that goes to R-Truth, who's won the 24/7 title more than 247 times. But aside from R-Truth,
legitimate titles, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. But Edge has 11 world title runs.
11 world titles on top of however many other titles, which makes him what you're saying there. Okay. I don't know. There's still some potential matches out there, I guess, that they can do. I mean, where do they go? Who's the first? You're doing these vignettes. Who?
Edge Balor. That's.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that's what he wants.
He wanted to wrestle Finn, I think. He mentioned Finn being a big fan of him, so that would be good. Edge Priest. I mean,
yeah. But I feel like that's all. Yeah, I mean, that's all maybe under one storyline, I guess.
Sure.
Edge Rhea. I think that has to be done. Well, she's hurt. She's hurt. So
yeah, she's hurt. Edge Asuka, put her.
I mean, why not?
Edge Becky, why not?
Why not?
I'm all for it. Let's go. Intergender rules. Let's go.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, in all seriousness, we'll see where they go. I just thought it was worth mentioning. Obviously, just with the vignettes, I feel like we don't get a whole lot of vignettes nowadays, and when we did, it was Veer, and that went for quite some time. But yeah, so we'll see how things go. I'm seeing Rob in the chat saying the Rock's daughter makes history, first fourth generation wrestler debut. Did she pop up on NXT today?
She was she made an appearance on the live event.
Okay, because I know we recently did. It was the topic where she changed her name, which to me meant she was getting close to appearing on TV. There was a gimmick behind it. There was something in the works there.
Got a promo. I have not seen a video of the promo.
Okay.
But that's about it. As far as I don't know if she showed up on NXT tonight.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know she did make an appearance at an NXT live event, which they've restarted over the last month or so.
Okay.
So, let's talk about the ESPY Awards.
Yes.
You've covered the ESPYs before.
Yeah, I've been to the last few ESPYs. They've been out in LA. I think during the pandemic year, they still did it. I think they did it on the rooftop in New York or something, which is when Sasha and Belair won best WWE moment, I think, for the WrestleMania match, something like that. So that's why that ESPY stands out, because I wasn't there for that. But they're back in LA again here in a month or so, or I think the end of the month. I think at the end of this month. So the plan is for me to be out there. We'll see. The 28th, 29th.
They will air Wednesday, July 20th.
Oh, what?
July 20th.
I'll get back to you. I'll check my calendar, but go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
It
says July 20th here.
Hold on. I'm Googling.
Oh, boy. Live on ABC, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday, July 20th.
Steph Curry is the host, obviously coming off the Golden State Warriors win. I'm trying to find. Yeah, it's on the 20th. It's going to air this, so it'll be live on ABC.
So, sir, you better get on that if you're gonna.
I'll look into that. I mean, I already applied, so I'm just kind of waiting. But I'm assuming I'll be there. I just didn't realize that was in 8 days.
It's 8 days away, sir. We got we're down from a bracket of 16 for the best WWE moment. Best WWE moment. We're down to 4. Not the 4 I would have picked, to be honest, but we're down to 4. Did you see these?
I didn't see him. I remember when we did have a longer list, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to share them with you. The 4 nominees are, and I already voted for one, so you can guess which one it is. But
okay, I'm sure it'll be obvious.
The Undertaker gets inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase to win the WWE Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin sends everyone, Theory, Vince McMahon, and Pat McAfee at WrestleMania 38 Night 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody Rhodes returns to WWE at WrestleMania 38. My Tribal Chief winning the undisputed WWE Championship at WrestleMania 38 without doubt the greatest moment of all time. So the fact that he's not nominated this year is absolutely sickening. I'm very disappointed at the fans who didn't vote enough for this.
You know, that just means you didn't do your part. You're supposed to stuff the ballot box.
I know.
You're supposed to go out and vote.
Maybe I should have rigged the election.
Yeah, something. You didn't do it though. Honest Abe over here wanted to put in one vote and think everyone else is going to do their part, and they didn't.
Well, I would have thought people were smarter than this, but no, I've forgotten that most people are idiots. So,
well, he'll turn right here on the podcast, or on the radio show. But again, make sure you guys go ahead and download the podcast for the show, as we mentioned before, on Anchor and all that other good stuff on Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, excuse me, and Spotify.
I voted for Cody Rhodes returns to WWE at WrestleMania 30.
Okay, so it wasn't as obvious as I thought, because when I said, oh, it's gonna be obvious, I was like, after you read him, I was like, he didn't say Seth Rollins, he didn't say Becky, he didn't say Roman. So
they were doing their best work of the last year, and none of them got nominated. I'm absolutely flabbergasted.
That's okay.
Okay.
So the Undertaker,
he's a big name.
I'm thinking of it as, who would I like to potentially interview on the red carpet? That's what I'm looking forward to. So
the American hero, Cody Rhodes, at the red carpet.
Cody Rhodes would be a good one to interview. I'd have some questions for him, but my thinking is,
so close to Austin.
If he's injured, 1 second on Austin, but if Cody's injured, I feel like WWE has a say in who wins this kind of, I don't know that for sure, but I'm just assuming like it's going to be best situation. Like Big E's next, he's still healing. I don't know if we're going to see him.
Oh,
all these people can still put in a video thing, I guess, but
he's not winning. There's no way he's winning.
If it's Austin or the Undertaker, a chance to interview one of them, sign me up.
It's probably going to be one of them.
I'm not guaranteeing I am going to interview them, but there's a good chance. Maybe I'll see Roman. Maybe I'll see Roman out there.
I don't know if Roman should go at this point. They're disrespecting him like that. Why should he?
You know what? I'd go right into Roman's face and be like, "Hey, bud," and pretend like I don't acknowledge him at all.
You know what? If I were him, I would show up and then just take the award and claim it as his. Because who knows? Who knows if any of these people are going to show up? Anyways, send Roman. He'll take the award on behalf of his victory at WrestleMania 38. And you know what? That's fine with me.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But one of my biggest regrets in wrestling is not seeing the Undertaker wrestle.
You never saw him wrestle?
I never saw him wrestle. I've never experienced the theme song in person.
Wow.
So once he finally retired, like I think that was like it was like there was very few select shows. There was very few opportunities leading up to his retirement, anyways, because it was like at WrestleMania, and none of them were in LA, for example. But yeah, like I think back in the day when they did house shows and it was the A show or the B show or however they would phrase it. The one of the house shows I went to and remember had a young Rock when he was still kind of breaking out, and then Bret Hart and Ken Shamrock were on that card. So I would imagine Undertaker maybe was the main event on the other show during that. I would imagine he would have still been doing something. So yeah, but anyway, so I think this would be nice. I got just see the Undertaker would be kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen him in person before. So yeah, but Cody Rhodes would be cool.
He's great live. Seen him. The music is chilling.
Mhm.
So
you've seen the Undertaker live.
I saw him at WrestleMania 31 after he lost that streak to Brock.
Mm.
I saw him a couple SummerSlams. He made his return a couple times at SummerSlam.
So I know we're running up on a commercial break here, but did you get goosebumps
I did.
every time? Like it's almost like,
Yeah, because especially
how do you not, right?
a few of those SummerSlam appearances that he made were surprises. They were big returns. So
Okay.
we'll talk more about it after the break, right here on episode 203 of Beyond the Ropes. We are 22S Radio. 22S Radio is 22smedia.com and 88.1 FM, KKJZ, HD3, Long Beach, Los Angeles. Welcome back to episode, say it with me, James, 203 of Beyond the Ropes.
Mm-hmm.
We are BTR Pro Wrestling Talk. Of course, you can follow me over on Twitter at EthanM85. You can follow James, the analyst, on Twitter at
JHW Reporter.
And producer Rob Flores at
Rob Flores Media, and don't forget the R2 DMs for Ethan.
He's hiding today. He didn't want to show his face today. That's all right. As usual, carrying the show. That's what I do. It's okay.
Speaking of shows, the numbers are out for this past week or so of wrestling, and we're going to get into that right now. So just to start, we had that New Japan crossover show with AEW recently. Mm-hmm. That was reported as having a 42,000 audience size. It's kind of low, no?
Say 42,000?
42,000 is what it says.
Where was this at? It was the stadium show?
It just says New Japan. But the only New Japan show I know is the one with AEW, right? I guess maybe not hidden. I don't know what the New Japan is. New Japan in America now?
No, they're in Japan.
I don't know why it's on here then on this listing. Anyways, well, we'll move on from that because it was kind of weird anyways. But I'm thinking it was for the crossover show. Funky to begin with because there's not even a date on it. So we'll get past that report. Anyways, Rampage comes in for their July 1st show with 486,000. You have 1 million for the June 29th episode of AEW Dynamite. Just a little over 1 million, so not bad for them. NXT's July 5th show had 593,000. I guess that's about right, I guess.
That was a Great American Bash, correct, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't so much
kind of low though.
Some people were still hungover. We're watching.
I guess so, or maybe just with travel plan. I don't know. I mean, it's on TV, so something. Yeah, it's something. But Raw had 1.5, almost 1.6 million for their July 4th show. So some people were watching on July 4th. There's no doubt about that. And then obviously in the build up to July 4th, the July 1st show of SmackDown, episode of SmackDown had 2.1 million. So some good stuff there for those shows. About the usual numbers for what we're normally used to seeing. SmackDown was 2.1 million. That's on July 1st.
Oh, July 1st. Oh, Roman was
July 1st. He was on that show?
He was not. It's all right.
So he's not the needle mover.
But it was the bloodline on that show. The Usos were there. So by default, the bloodline still gets credit for those viewership. That or the debut of Maximum Male Models.
Had to be. That's exactly what it was. It had to be that. Speaking of which, there's as I mentioned to start the show, there's a few events that I have coming up, and the SB should be one. Maybe we'll find out if I'm going during the show, during the next couple of minutes here. If not, I'll tweet about it. I don't know. Anyway, so that's later next week, but I will be heading out to the MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball game that will be taking place, among other things. But why I mentioned the softball game is because it relates to what we talk about here on this show. So the Celebrity Softball game will feature a number of different people, including Olympian Chloe Kim for snowboarding. She's from the LA area. Another one is Lisa Fernandez, a UCLA assistant coach, and she's an Olympian herself and was a stud a softball player for UCLA back in the day as well. So those are just some of the names that come off the top of my head. One that stood out to me as well was The Miz. The Miz will be involved in the celebrity softball game. He'll obviously a good opportunity for him to get his name out there as always, promote the show, promote WWE. So good stuff for him. Maybe there will be an opportunity to talk to him. I'm not sure what the interview process will be like, if at all, for the celebrity softball game. But if there's an opportunity to get The Miz in person and do a little interview with him, I'll be sure to try and get that for you guys here on the show. And then also, I let Ethan know this before we started, and I'm very excited about this. This was
no idea what he's talking about. I already forgot.
That's even better. He was the late addition to the celebrity softball game, WWE superstar, Royal Rumble participant, WrestleMania legend, just as you said, WrestleMania legend, undefeated at WrestleMania.
You know who isn't undefeated? The Undertaker.
Unfortunately, no, but so are a lot of people. There are very few people who are undefeated at WrestleMania at this point. But Bad Bunny is one who is undefeated, and Bad Bunny will be that guy competing or participating. Maybe he's competitive. He's competitive in the ring. Maybe he's competitive on the music charts. Maybe he'll be in a movie. He's making a superhero movie, if I remember correctly.
He's doing that as well, but he's in another movie with Brad Pitt, Bullet Train, which I believe comes out either this month or next month.
I don't think I was aware of that, but so international superstar, Bad Bunny. I don't know what position Bad Bunny's gonna play. Is he gonna pitch? Is he gonna play in the outfield? I don't know. But Bad Bunny was a late addition. Wasn't originally in the the listing there, but it was added on, and so that's a big get for them. Obviously, people are familiar with Bad Bunny for all the different things he's involved in. Go ahead, Ethan.
I heard he was gonna be the ball boy.
He might be. I mean, you don't want him to get hurt now. But
I don't know. Do they have ball boys in baseball?
They have bad boy, not ball boys, but they have So when
Bad boy, he could be bad boy.
Yeah. So not to make it a baseball show, but when they swing the bat to hit the ball, and then they let go of the bat, then usually a boy or a dog. Sometimes it's a dog.
Dog?
I saw a video of a dog doing it recently, but a dog will run, or usually a person, a boy.
Water boy. Rob was saying.
Is there a water boy in baseball?
He said he could be.
I mean, there could be, but
he said Adam Sandler was water boy. Well,
for football, different sport.
Different sport.
But yeah. So Bad Bunny will be there. Unsure of what position he'll play or what his role will be. We'll find all that stuff out. Just make sure you follow me on Twitter. I have all the updates you need at JHW Reporter. But yeah, so looking forward to that. And again, as we mentioned earlier, we'll see who's out there at the ESPYs. We went through some of those categories earlier, but there are a few other things that I think that are worth mentioning, including The Miz. We can talk about The Miz a little bit. The Miz still has this beef with Logan Paul. And as the build up to that continues on, it looks like Ciampa is now siding with and making the rounds with The Miz. The Miz had his theme song playing. His entrance song playing was coming out, and Ciampa came out with him to the Miz's song. So that's kind of interesting, a little weird for some people I saw on Twitter who think Ciampa deserves better. But at this point, Ciampa on TV is a good place to start. I believe Ciampa may have talked on the main card for the first time.
Yeah.
Is this the first time he's talked? I heard people talking about.
It might have been at least the first time since he's made his debut a few months back.
His first promo, if anything.
Right.
Because he's done some sneak attacks, some different things. But yeah, well, I know he talked backstage. I don't even know if it was out in person, like out in front of the crowd.
It was from STV, I believe.
Was it from STV? Okay. I saw he did a segment backstage, and he was upset with Logan Paul. Wasn't necessarily upset with Logan Paul being involved in SummerSlam, and whatnot. But Ciampa took the exception that he thinks Logan Paul is going to come in and be better than him and The Miz, considering all the work that they've put in over the last number of years to get to where they are. So anyways, I just think it's good to see Ciampa getting involved and just doing more than these sneak attacks he has been doing, right? So we got a little bit of a storyline for him. We have a little bit of a direction with him, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, we'll see Logan Paul next week. He's coming back to Monday Night Raw, so he will be on next week's episode. Really quick, I believe it was last week or the week before, I said WWE was coming to town. and I couldn't find anything about it.
Yeah.
Found something. Tickets are on sale tomorrow, I believe, maybe for pre-sale. 10 a.m. Anaheim, California, the Honda Center.
Yes.
Will be
They made
Friday, September 16th for SmackDown.
Friday, September
September
16th.
16th. So
That might be a high school football Friday.
I might have to make a trip over there and see my tribal chief. Maybe hopefully you show up.
Yeah, have you've seen Roman Reigns in person, right? Like you've seen him wrestle?
I've seen him in person, but not as tribal chief Roman Reigns, a god level. Roman Reigns, I don't know if he's going to be there. Obviously, he's got a limited schedule. I know last time SmackDown was in the area, he was not there. But I don't know. I might have to check that out.
Yeah, man. Maybe he doesn't want to go to Anaheim. Where's Roman Reigns even living nowadays? I know this island thing. Yeah. But where does he really live?
That's where he
Florida?
trained, private island. You know, the island of relevancy. But I believe he lives in Florida still.
Yeah, okay. Because I know he went to college out there. Or no, actually, he went to Georgia Tech, I think.
Yeah, Rob, you ready to go? SmackDown? Let's go.
Rob, are you going to SmackDown? Okay. I would go, but I have to check my schedule because I think that's high school football Friday.
I think you're going to have to cover it from the Honda Center.
I don't think so.
We'll see. FaceTime someone.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. I would go if I can get that day free. Then we'll try to make that work. Speaking of other big names, Brock Lesnar made his return on Raw, and I'm seeing an image here. It looks like he destroyed the Alpha Academy.
Academy.
Yeah, he has Otis on his shoulders and is about to F5 him through the announce table. I would imagine he went through with that.
He successfully went through the announce table. Yes, that did happen.
And then I guess there was some talk of Io Shirai being 1 foot out, 1 foot in with WWE. That's something Dave Meltzer mentioned, and Io Shirai has since tweeted out that rumors, more or less.
And then the emoji, the throwing up emoji. So
yeah,
we don't know if she's re-signed or not. She has not been on TV, as far as I know, because I haven't been watching NXT. But we have not heard or seen from her in a little bit. Hopefully,
it's been a little.
She resigns because she's a great competitor, and I think she would spice up that women's division.
No doubt about it. And I don't know, did we talk about it last week? The chops heard around the world? Or have I just watched this video like 1,000? Yes. Have we talked about this?
I don't know what chops we're talking about. I'm assuming we're talking about Gunther chopping. Is it Ludwig?
Yeah.
Oh, his own guy. You know, when he doesn't get the job done,
apparently not.
He needs to be taught a lesson. That's what I'm gonna do to you, James. You're lucky we're not in person, because if we were, I'd be chopping you every week.
Sure. Have you watched the video?
I have.
I've watched it like 5 times because it's kind of insane.
It's terrifying. I'm scared.
So if you haven't seen it, you could tell Ludwig was in some pain. If he was keeping the straightest face, he was holding strong. I'll give him credit, but deep down, he wasn't having a good night.
Even before I got chopped.
I would have been down after the first one.
I would have been.
There wouldn't been
before the first one.
I would have pulled the same car and got out of the ring and said no yob. Not that Sin Cara said no yob.
Put the X.
But put the double X. Terminate the contract. Get me out of the ring. I'm done.
Before we move on, our guy Shinsuke came out to accept a challenge, quote unquote, of Gunther. So we might be getting that very soon. That would be a fantastic match. Let's do that.
You want to talk about? Yeah, you want to talk about strong style there? I mean, geez.
The king of strong style versus Gunther, who might be the new king of strong style.
Yeah, if Ludwig would say so, yes.
By the way, McAfee, as we mentioned, was not there on SmackDown, and so you had Corey Graves and then Baron Corbin or Happy Corbin during that match, and they did the McAfee thing on the announce table. They were having a great time during Shinsuke's entrance.
They were. That's right. They.
That's pretty funny.
Now, are they still going with the Happy Corbin thing? Because he looked a little different. Corbin did it. And I think I heard them refer to him as Corbin. I think his Twitter handle still says Happy Corbin, or at least his name on his profile still says
he's
Happy
still
Corbin.
Happy Corbin. He's still being introduced as Happy Corbin. He will be facing Pat McAfee at SummerSlam. That has been confirmed, as well as Liv Morgan defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey. Another confirmation there. So we starting to get that card filled up here.
Yeah, and there was like a nice little fun fact. that I've actually lost here along the way, but both McAfee and Corbin used to be teammates back in the day or at least they were.
He mentioned it.
They were on the. Did I mention that before? They were on the preseason roster, or did they mention it on the show?
They mentioned it on the show that.
Okay, yeah. So that was a nice little
for a long time, and yeah.
Nice little fun fact, both with the Indianapolis Colts there. Yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting and a little full circle thing for them.
Michael kind of made fun of him saying, "Oh yeah, McAfee qualified for the Colts and you didn't."
Yeah. McAfee was a pretty prominent guy on the Colts with the being a kicker and a punter to some degree. He spent several years there. Yeah. But didn't hear about Corbin until he got into wrestling. But yeah,
he said he was waiting for the right team. That was his excuse.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals or the right team.
That's right. He did go to the Cardinals for a little bit, I believe. Again, he was not a household NFL name back in the day.
No, really?
When he was there.
You kidding me?
I mean, not under the name Baron.
Every day, every Sunday, when the game was on.
The only name you know is Tom Brady.
You're right. I'm talking about Tom Brady. I'm confused.
You only know Tom Brady. Stop it. Speaking of which, I don't have too much of I haven't been following it too much, but Jordan Grace, I believe that's her name, right? Jordan Grace.
Yeah, she tweeted some controversial stuff about.
Yeah, she brought up Chris Benoit's name.
I didn't really need to hear his name anymore in the conversation.
Oh, we're not saying it on the podcast?
No, I mean we could.
Oh,
I'm saying I didn't really hear about it. A wrestler mentioning Benoit's name. Like, there's a reason.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've been following it along, and we don't have to spend too much time on everything that's happened because of it since then. But one thing she did mention, and we're just talking about Chris Benoit, the wrestler. Obviously, Chris Benoit, the person, is a whole different story.
Yeah.
But Jordan Grace goes out and says, I guess this was a response to a question or something, but she says Chris Benoit wouldn't be able to keep up with today's WWE superstars in the ring.
It led to a lot of
just on that, but just on that statement alone, we're not gonna go any further than that. Do you think Chris Benoit would have been able to keep up in the ring with today's people?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of technical wrestlers. We're talking about Bryan Danielson, who I mean, we might not actually see back in the ring. He's currently injured.
Yeah.
So, which is unfortunate. But Bryan Danielson, you got guys like Cesaro, Seth Rollins that can get, tactical with stuff. A lot of European wrestlers. So, I don't know. Say that he couldn't hang with today's wrestlers in terms of,
I think that
wrestling. Obviously, I don't know about that, but I believe she received a lot of backlash. And I think
kind of crazy, right?
Rob said she apologized. So
yeah, she did. I think she has since put out some bigger statement that I didn't read. I just didn't get a chance to read it yet. But yeah, the thing with Chris Benoit is that would be insane to say that he wouldn't be able to keep up with people in the ring. If anything, he would still drive.
Here you go.
Circles.
Here's the official tweet really quick.
Okay.
Last week, I made an irresponsible and unnecessary tweet regardless of how my personal emotions influence my opinion. I should have recognized the impact my words would have on friends and family close to the situation. I was completely thoughtless in that regard. Since reflecting this past week, I've reached out privately to friends and family that I angered or hurt. Among those was David Benoit, Chavo Guerrero, and Chris Jericho, who are supporting me in this decision to partner and fundraise with the Concussion Legacy Foundation, formerly Sports Legacy Institute. I have pledged $5,000 with an overall campaign goal being $20,000. So there's a little bit more, but go ahead and follow her on Twitter. She tweeted this a day ago. So she's donating some money there for the Concussion Foundation there. Next week, we're getting closer and closer to SummerSlam at the end of the month. Hopefully we'll get more SummerSlam talk in, but until next time, this episode of Beyond the Ropes has been absolutely, say it with me,
too
sweet. Kevin Nash started a podcast. His first episode was
everyone has a podcast now. We have a podcast. Yeah, I know. Oh, of course, aren't they all?
But guess what? It's still too sweet. So
yeah.
See you next week.